Greetings, Harbingers. Welcome to Iliaster, PewDiePie's favorite channel, your realm of personal development, stoicism, and cyber alchemy. Please subscribe, give the thumbs up, help a brother out. Let's grow this channel together. Thank you so much. Without further ado, let's go to the video. In today's video, I want to report my latest regarding my oniropraxy experiences, which is when I'm caught in an episode of sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming. To give you a brief context, there are several videos in this channel in which I describe some of my experiences, and for the past 15 years I have been suffering from these episodes, and in the past 2 years it has been increasing a lot. And I'm also starting to control and understand and domain kinda these episodes, and I'm having some breakthroughs, and so that's what I would like to share here with you guys. So I am having sleep paralysis / lucid dreaming / false awakenings on a regular basis, like twice, 3 times a week. And I've been noticing some patterns that I would like to try to make a rationale here. Again, believe me, don't believe me, call me crazy, call me disturbed, I don't care. I'm here to come as clean as possible and being transparent about these experiences. And a lot of people suffer from that as far as I'm concerned, but mostly people are scared, and of course it is scary. But there is another way to deal with all this. So, in one of my recent experiences, I literally had a conversation with a succubus named Enay. E-N-A-Y. Enay. And here's what happened. I went for a nap, like the siesta. It's where it usually happens. It rarely happens at night when I'm sleeping, like my full 8 hours. But it happens always exclusively in my afternoon naps. They take about 1 hour and a half. So in this particular episode, I went to bed and I'm always mentalizing, okay, I'm gonna have an episode and I know what to do right away. I'll try to strike up conversation and do the basic stuff to situate myself in a lucid dreaming so I can then take further control of the events. So, about an hour, I fell asleep. I entered the rapid eye movement. My brain waves were in a different stream of consciousness. That's where reality, from your brain's interpretation perspective, get distorted, and you start to having these hallucinations and the paralysis. So, when I felt like, okay, I am paralyzed, I right away knew what to do. So I already felt a presence, as always, and I strike up conversation right away. What's your name? Where do you come from? I'm not here to fight, I'm here to talk. Because that's another thing. When you are in a sleep paralysis, if you are used to it, you realize you have the sense that your body can't move, but you also have phantom limbs. What does that mean? You know that anime Elfenlied, where Lucy, the Declonius, had these invisible members that she used to, well, terminate the existence of her enemies. So in sleep paralysis, we kind of have the same. Even though your arm doesn't move, you kind of have an invisible arm. I would say your spiritual or metaphysical arm, in which you can resist the onslaught of the creature towards you. So I have struggled with my phantom limbs for this past decade and more, but now I am no longer resisting. I am mentalizing to strike up conversation. So you can start with this line: I am not here to fight, I'm here to talk. And this is what normally is happening. I start to hear like inaudible voices female voices and distorted for a few seconds until it becomes understandable. Because when you impose your will, and then that's my crazy interpretation here, when you impose your will like that, it resonates back with the whole hallucination episode, with the creature, and it talks back to you. Normally, my interactions are all in English, but in this particular time with Enay, she spoke in my mother tongue, fluent Portuguese. And I can't remember all of the details of our conversation because she spoke a lot, and it's extremely hard to store. That's really important. It's extremely hard to store specific data when you are in between these states of mind, between awakening to reality and in rapid eye movement, lucid dreaming, you know. So I will tell what I remember she told me, but it was like way more, and I honestly couldn't record everything. So her name was Enay, and she said her name means walking. I did not ask the origin of her name, but in the dream, that's another detail. In the dream, you believe in things and they just seem to be naturally true. So my perception is that this name was Hebrew. And I looked it up, and the word Enay, if I'm not mistaken, has something to do with seeing or being seen, something like that. I will leave the exact definition in the description here. Honestly, I can't remember now. I should have prepared myself better for this. But this is like no script, just me talking to the camera. And I said, "Where do you come from?" And she says, "I come from hell." And okay, and I was like, "Okay, what's hell like?" And she gave me, she started talking a lot of things, but the only piece of information I remember is that it's cold. It's like the irony, you know, and it's horrible. It's cold, but there are food trucks. There are business activities. So this is the second part of the video because that's the sunlight here. Because of course the sun hit my camera and the second half of the video got screwed up. I couldn't sync the audio, so I'll finish here in a different day, in a different outfit. I hope you don't mind. Let's go to the shadows. So where was I? Enay was giving me the description of the hell from her perspective. Apparently it's a cold place and there are like trading food trucks and business, trading activities going on. So you don't need to sell your soul to the devil. You can just invest in hell and it's all good, right? Like I said, she told me a lot of things about this place, about hell, but I just remember these few details. It's really hard to, like I said, I said this a few times, it's really hard to capture specific information in these dreams, and you are bombarded with them, and sometimes you can only grasp so much, right? So the next thing I remember about this dream is that she and I started playing Pac-Man. I suddenly saw like a huge Pac-Man screen. The background was black, of course, and the labyrinth was dark grayish black too. It wasn't blue as the classic Pac-Man, and there were two Pac-Mans, me and her. And I remember she had no idea on how to play the game, and I had to explain to her, look, you have to eat the bigger yellow ball so you can eat the monsters, then that's how you win the game. And right in the center of the screen where in the monsters lair, it was written her name, like Enay with the upper E, and the contour of the monsters lair was pink. And there was a red icon. I don't remember its shape. Looked like a drop or something. That's I can't remember the detail, but it was something like that. And then we played a little bit of Pac-Man, she and I don't know. After that, I returned to my room, and there is one detail I'm not sure if I mentioned in the first part of the video. There was two versions of this creature, this succubus called Enay. The first one that was part of my lucid dreaming. She was a mid-20s woman with brown hair like this, and she was dressed as a cheerleader. Her he had these yellow dresses, like short, like cheerleader, and those like shirts with some blue and yellow, a white shirt, cheerleader shirt with blue and yellow strips. Pretty standard cheerleader American movie. Notwithstanding, at some point, remember, I was having a sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming episode. At some point, the real me, the sleeping me, I've managed to open my eyes. And that happens a lot. Your brain is divided in between realities, in between states. And when you are sleep paralysis, your brain is like, okay, there is danger nearby, so I need to fight, or I need to create something to justify this sense of danger. So it creates these illusions that you can see in your actual room, in your actual surroundings. So while I was having all this interaction with this mid-20s woman, the succubus Enay, when I opened my eyes for a moment, I literally saw something hooked in me, a creature. It had like these huge thin arms full of black feathers. It looks like a Hagraven from Skyrim, sort of. And she was like hooked at me, exactly like a succubus or incubus does in sleep paralysis episodes. The mosquitoes are giving me a hard time here, bastards. So I had to move this place. These creatures won't leave me alone. Then I realized that that was her real appearance, the one who was hooked in me. And in my lucid dreaming, in the other layer of reality, my brain was interpreting to have all these interactions with this creature. She was the cheerleader. So two forms of the same creature. And it's not the first and it's not the last time that I open my eyes while on my sleep paralysis and I see like creatures, hallucinations in my real room. Once I saw like a man, very thin man, dressed somewhat as the Joker, bended in my bed, like holding my legs or something while in sleep paralysis, but I couldn't see his face. So I always see these hallucinations, and this one was really interesting because she was like hooked on me, fixing her arms here, like strapped in me, whereas she was also this sympathetic cheerleader, somewhat creature. So after the Pac-Man, within the lucid dreaming now, where the scenarios are slightly different, we went back to my room, and this time my room, there was a TV. I don't have a TV in my room, but in this lucid dream episode, there was a TV, and the TV started to emit a really horrifying, devilish, malign sound. It was something really horrible and awful, like screamings from hell. Like I can't even describe. It was so awful. And Enay, the succubus, started to change her behavior. She started to become aggressive as she was resonating to this sound. So what did I do? I came toward her. I grabbed her like in the shoulders and like, hey, stop it! Don't let it control you. And then I went to the TV and tried to like turn it down or whatever. When I interact with that like this, she started to come back to normal. Toward the end of the dream, like I said, I open my eyes and I see her actual form like over me with her arms strapped. As she was like draining my vital energy or something. Let's see if there's anything else. She said her name, Enay means walking. I think that's where the dream ended. I calm her down and I turn off the TV, and then I think I woke up. I don't remember anything further. That's the story. I have more stories of false awakening, sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming, all this whole parasomnia thing that's been with me for the past 16 years, but in the past year, it's been increasing a lot. I'm not sure why. But as I have these experiences, I'll be sharing here with you. Like I said, you can buy my story, you can. I don't care. I am being as transparent as possible. And if you have these dream walking episodes, please let me know. Share our story in the comments. I can record a video here as well if you'd like. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. El Psy Congo.